Hi all, welcome to this week's astrology. So we're going to be covering from the 30th. I will backtrack to Monday as well and cover the 30th, and it will be until the 6th of June, which by then the next week will be up. So in this week's astrology, I'm covering the energies, the themes, and things we can expect to feel and pan out. And then we've got the elemental signs that we'll dive into. I don't know what order it will be because it depends on the sign that's calling at me at the end of the astrology bit. As always, I advise you do check out the astrology bit to understand the themes that you may be feeling or the movements. All right, it's very simple. It's not, for example, so much on the transit of Pluto in Aquarius is just leaving at X degrees and it's slowly going into Capricorn at this degrees, only unless the transit is very heavy, might I say it. So in some weeks I do mention the degrees, especially if I'm referring to a sign for you to check if you're into an in-depth look into other signs or where your house is in that sign to understand even further. So it's quite a simple overview of the astrology, and then we're going to look into your theme and your healing theme and guidance for the week, next 10 days this is good for. So the main things this week is basically Jupiter conjunct the North Node, and we've also got the Sagittarius full moon, which obviously is in opposition to the Sun in Gemini. Now on Monday, let's just get my notes of what you might have felt. I did have my notes up. So on Monday, I believe the moon was in Virgo as it pulls my astrology notes up and was moving into Libra, okay? And while the moon was moving through the sign of the scales, she was trining Pluto and sextile Mars. And so it was a perfect day to stand in your power and go after your goals. Did anyone feel that way yesterday? At some stage during the day, at the beginning, I didn't. Towards the end, it was a bit more so. The moon in Libra was a great day for relationship activities and forcing viable partnerships as well. And just really having communication with your friends, going out for coffee. So if you did that, you was very much supported, or the energy was pulling you in that way. Tuesday, today the 30th, the moon continues to move through Libra and makes actually a lovely trine with Gemini, and overall it should be a decent day. You will notice that most people are harmonious and supportive. It's also a perfect day for romance, relationship activities, and a little more time with your significant other, or a peaceful night at home maybe on the menu for you. So today, Tuesday 30th, I feel like it's a bit calmer than actually Monday. Monday, we've kicked off the week drama free. How did you find last week? Last week was very intense. A lot of Leo fixed energy, but I'd be interested to see how you actually found last week, because yeah, it was very intense. And I felt there was a lot of headbutting with people, and there was drama, and it was kind of also, it could have been quite depleting and energy draining if you got caught up in any of that drama. Bit of ego in there as well. So this week is much, although we have a full moon, is going to be a much more less egotistic conflict drama week. As we move through Wednesday is the same. The moon is in Libra on Wednesday and Tuesday. It's really by Thursday, but I'm going to go through the themes overall. Like, we've got Chiron in place as well. Once I get to the end of the weekly, I'll go through themes that we could be feeling as well. When Thursday the 1st is really when Jupiter conjunct the North Node, and this can be quite an auspicious and lucky day for things that we've been trying to work on. The thing here is that the moon is now moving into Scorpio. You might not feel it, but some people might feel it, might feel the movement from Libra into Scorpio, because it is a different feeling, but it's not a full moon, it's not a new moon, so some people might not feel the movement of it. It plays a beautiful aspect with Venus in Cancer and an intense aspect with Mercury in Taurus. So on that day, you might find that the nurturing side, communication side, harmonious connections, connections, harmonious connections, and caring for your loved ones is a big theme for you on Thursday the 1st. Remember, energies can be felt the day before and the day after as well, especially different time zones, so we just need to check in on that. One thing with Venus in Cancer, and when you're feeling extremely nurturing and that you want to love your loved ones a bit more, is making sure that you're getting that back as well. Because if you're not, then you could feel a bit that you're pouring all your cups out and you're actually getting depleted. And you don't want to be feeling that way. You want to obviously get something back, as much as it feels good to put out the love and be nurturing. So just be careful you don't pour out all your cups. Now, Jupiter conjunct the North Node last at this exact degree and in Taurus was back in 2016. So it's a long time ago. And after this week, it won't be back in the same position and degrees until 2030. So you can imagine that this is probably going to be a bit powerful in terms of really feeling the energy. It is powerful astrologically, but if you're not someone who's very into astrology, you can probably feel the energy shift, okay? And what you need to do with the intense Mercury in Taurus is make sure you communicate clearly, because that's where there can be a bit of bubbles. Analyze things thoroughly, but not overly, because of Mercury. It can sometimes lead to miscommunication if it's not clear, missing the details, but you also don't want to be overthinking or getting too anxious. Just ask as much as you need, ask for clarity, and communicate as clearly as possible if you're dealing with something, let's say legal or contracts or something like that. Friday the 2nd, the moon is in Scorpio, but it starts towards the end of it, leading into Sag. And by the 2nd, we are getting into the full moon energy. We're not at the full moon, but we're getting into the moon energy because it's moving into Sagittarius, and the full moon will be in Sagittarius. So for this, it's probably feeling a bit more faster paced by now. It's financial prosperity, the stability, because North Node in Taurus. These are the kind of things that we're going to be feeling towards the end of the week, and probably from Thursday, I would say. Don't forget, we've got Jupiter really playing that big role on the conjunction with North Node. Now, on the 3rd Saturday, the moon is in Sag, but it fully peaks on Sunday, the 4th of June, and that's at 3:42 Universal Time, 3:42 a.m. Universal Time. I've made a note to get that on the different time zones, but I haven't, unfortunately. So you might just need to check that in accordance with your time zone, which is very easy if you use Google or, you know, just the web to transfer that into your time zone. I might do a further short video on the moon and Sag, but it's really looking at the broader perspective of stuff. So looking at your inner and external, but external not just about the things that are around you, like your home and the people, broader than that, worldwide. What can be your impact? What have you changed? If you've not changed something, what have you done? That could be where you've done it at a local or a smaller capacity that has a much larger reach, okay? And it's a strong positive change. There's growth, all right? And it's a bit strange because for the full moon we talk about a lot about the releasing, and there is a lot about releasing, but there is positivity around this full moon in Sag, because Sag is a mutable sign, so it adapts to movement. It's very expansive. We've got Jupiter at play all week. We've got a lot of Jupiterian energy this week. It might even be one of the most Jupiterian weeks of the year. I know so far it is. We'll have to see later. I mean, I know July is going to be very tense because we've got 3 squares in July, which is very tense energy. That is going to be interesting once we look into that. But this week is not going to be heavy, especially as we head towards the end of the week, mid-week now, as you see it onwards. I would say that, in short, there's a positive change for fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag, and Libra and Aquarius. There's growth and change for Gemini because there's opposition in Gemini. There's a balancing of things for Scorpio, Capricorn, Taurus, and Cancer. And there's a positive change, but be careful and wary in terms of conflicts around relationships for Virgo and Pisces. And during this week as well, with the full moon, it can be very startling and it's going to be energetic. Mercury is also conjunct Uranus on the 4th and the 5th when the full moon peaks, and the 5th is Monday, June, 4th is Sunday. So there could be shocking communication that comes in. Or just a shocking move in the energy because of Uranus. Now, with Sunday and Monday as well, we've got, there could be sharp communication, startling news that we hear. It doesn't have to only be around us. On the 2nd and 4th, so also relating to the 4th, we've got Venus in Cancer, trining Neptune in Pisces, which is wordly conjunction, higher level meanings that come together. With Neptune, it's quite lusty as well. I would say that this week you're very supported in terms of relationships, because we've got the moon moving through Libra for most, you know, a good couple of days of the week, which is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday, there is some aspect of Virgo, depending where you are in the world. You might have felt that, but harmonious relationships. And then Venus in Cancer, very nurturing. Great time to build on relationships, great time to get out there and communicate, great time to enjoy yourself with people that you connect with well, connect with your loved ones, probably reconnect with people, go out for a coffee with friends. And then 5th Monday as well, Venus then enters Leo. So she moves out of Cancer and she enters Leo. This is not a chilled aspect like it is Venus in Cancer. Venus in Cancer is very nurturing, divine feminine, supports harmony, supports connection, supports nurturing, supports loving on your loved ones. supports the balance of being vulnerable between each other. In Leo, there's less chill there. There's a little bit more drama. It's not challenging, it's just a lot more extra feel to it. It's a lot more in your face kind of feeling. It's more like, for example, if you were going to a party in Venus in Cancer, you're probably going to be dressed quite in a subtle tone, very maybe in balance with sort of connecting with people, so you're not going to be outdoing people. If you're in Venus in Leo, you could probably turn up with a hat, with a feather, just very extra in what you're wearing, out there colours. So that would be the difference between them both. And Leo likes to be recognized as well. So that's when Venus moves into Leo. I will talk about that a little bit more next week's astrology and how it probably changes some of the themes during that week. And the 5th and 6th, so 5th Monday, 6th Tuesday, Venus in Leo also is in opposition to Pluto in Aquarius. Those couple of days could mean there's a bit of obsessive behavior. It's very intense on Monday and Tuesday. So we'll go into that next week, but that's your heads up for 5th and 6th. Pluto in Aquarius, and that's opposing Venus in Leo. Obsessive behavior, intense energy could be felt. It's not bad. Again, I'm giving you details here. You might have lived your life a long time without looking at astrology, and you're suddenly checking in on astrology with me, so please don't worry. Like I said, there's a lot of Jupiter energy. We do also have, I feel there's like powerful karmic awakenings that could be happening. This is also a week where you could be looking at seed moments, right? So you're planting a few seeds, and in future you're going to look back and you're going to be like, seeing how it all worked out. Especially, like I said, Jupiter conjunct the North Node in Taurus was back in 2016 and will only be in the same position in 2030. So big week. Chiron is at play. Chiron is still in Aries, and Chiron in Aries means that it wants to honor ourselves, act on our wants like we've never acted before. And Venus means act with integrity, act in thinking of yourself but also others, not over depleting yourself. So Aries is self-focused in Chiron, but Venus coming in is trying to balance that out, and also saying when you focus on yourself, act with integrity. Now at the end of the week, like I said, the full moon is a great positive growth change. There is really a big supportive energy change here with the Sag new moon, and it is arriving and going to be good on all levels. It's likely your manifestations are going to be coming through, and your prayers, there's going to be positive change. If you remember these signs that I went through, everyone had some form of positive change and balancing. You may be feeling like you're ready for something new and exciting, ready to expand your world, your chapters. Over the next few days, as we head like from Thursday into the Sunday, you're probably going to feel like a shift is taking place, and it's the perfect time to enjoy also life and say better to situations, say yes to better situations, because you will be supported in that. Now, there is, like I said, a bit of a karmic feel playing out as well, though. You might not feel it, you might do. Venus, with the play of Pluto this week as well, could mean that there's some codependency issues coming up, and boundaries need to be established. So just watch that as we move mid towards the end of the week and over the weekend, if that comes up for you. Then Jupiter squaring Pluto can also mean powerful moves, powerful that I'm powerful, I want to be on top, I want to win kind of feeling. And that's good, but we just need to watch how forward the person might be, because it's a square. So with Pluto, it could be a bit tense. So you might actually notice that in other people, and you'd be like, yes, I've seen the energy update, and I'm just going to let you roll with that powerhouse game you've got going on. The signs, I do feel like if you face a bit of issues with your back, it's probably with the karmic, and if there's a bit of Kundalini energy going on as well. So just don't rush to see, you know, orthopedic for your back, thinking, you know, you've got something major that suddenly happened within like 2 days. There could be sort of aches, cracks. There could be you can actually feel the Kundalini awakening if some of you are going through that, and that could also relate to the karmic shift. Now, signs that it's heavy in, there's definitely heavy fixed sign, and Leo especially. It's obviously Sagittarius is here because of the Sag full moon. We've got water signs, fire signs, and Taurus. Okay, they're very heavy in play. And I would say as well, some of the fixed energies, there is still a bit of a fixed energy. Remember last week I mentioned about the grand fixed cross, and it's likely to be panning out until like the end of the week. So the beginning of the week, a lot of fixed energy. And like I said, Leo is playing a big part, which is also a very fixed sign. But yeah, I would look at, you know, Sag, obviously, Taurus, Leo, Cancer, and maybe a little bit of Pisces as well. So there's a whole bag and a whole mix. And that's why I really feel like sometimes if you have the time, watching all the important elements in your chart, but also those elements where I mention there's a lot of energies around them during the week, can be very beneficial for you. So, and you get a collective feel of it all, and that can be very helpful as well. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go into the signs, and I think we will do, let's see, you know, I do want to go with fire, but air is coming through. Please do like and subscribe if you are resonating with the work I do on the channel. If you want a personalized reading or any of my services, my email is in the description box below. So are the services on the website. I do have an energy group, energy healing theme coming up session on the 7th and 8th. It's £25, it's $32, and it's a bit cheaper than the individual sessions, although there are individual sessions that are King of Pentacles. How beautiful is that? That's for us all. Just claim it. Individual sessions are a bit more costly, so the group session is a great way to just have something in the interim or balance out between a full session that you've had. So what you need to do is via the PayPal link, pay the amount and send your name on my email, and you'll get added to that. It closes on the 5th because I like to prep and make sure I've got everything in place before I start it as well. And if you're a subscriber, thank you for your support. Thank you for your likes, thank you for your comments, and thank you for subscribing. I do truly appreciate it. So let's dive into which element? Hey there, air signs. Let's get into your spiritual guidance and healing over the next 7 to 10 days. Have you seen the weekly astrology, the first part of the reading? If you have, great, because it all ties up. If you haven't, I do advise you check it. It's a big week, and also the weekly forecast. The way I do it very simple, but it just helps you understand the different days, and you can always revert back to it. The energies, there is very heavy earth energies again this week, all right, but we are in a mutable sign as well. So I do advise, if you have the time, to check where you have the top placements, check them out, and also check the signs that I mentioned are very heavy during this week. Sometimes it can be all 4 elements that you get a good picture on what resonates for you. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. I wasn't going to take the bottom of the deck, but I got called to it. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So it seems like a cycle is closing and a new one is opening. Now, we did have the Grand Fixed Cross, which I spoke about in astrology, and I said it will affect energies until the end of the month. And with this, it means Aries, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo energies are quite heavy, and Leo definitely. And that's why I say, like, for example, fire will be maybe relevant for you, earth might be relevant, but definitely Leo is very strong, and the fixed energies are very strong. So I want to get some more cards, see how we're doing, see what work we need to do. There is a bit of an angst feeling. There is a bit of a angst feeling, but also maybe a bit of a burnout. A burnout where I also feel it at the back of my throat, like maybe you've been not tired of talking, but you've been so angst and worked up. I don't know if it's Judgment, 6 of Cups, 8 of Swords. There is definitely something that's weighing heavy on your mind, all right? And it could be to do with people that are close to you. For some of you, it's really about a soulmate or a relationship. Some of you, it's going to be about your circle of friends, social situation, work project, anxiety. You're working yourself up. You're not able to see clearly. You're just very anxious, and I think there's a need for emotional releasing here. I think you're very much, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you're very much in your mind at this moment in time. And that could be stopping you from tapping into sort of, not just your heart, but getting out of the mental cycle and tapping into your inner being as well as your heart. Judgment is saying that a fair outlook and a fair decision will come of this. So the advice we get to at the end, you'll be able to see clearly what you need to do and the steps you need to take, and that will be related. There is a bit of inner child healing here that needs to happen, connecting to your inner child. It's kind of releasing here. See, you're unmotivated, nothing's speaking to your heart. Why is my nose running? My nose has just suddenly started running. Why? So there is a need for emotional cleansing and not only being in your mental space. It's kind of like you're in this mental cycle, okay? And it's really where you cannot make sense or get over something. When you try to walk away, you come back and it's all still the same. So look at that Knight of Swords, is still the same, and it's very fast paced, it's very logic, it's very face forward. It's something to do with your relationships, your work, your relationship. You're in your head, you're anxious about it, and there's a lot of angst, all right? There could be drama around this. Let's see what comes out. There's a lot of, if you see, there is Cups energy, but one is very superficial, okay? It's not really truly tapping into your heart. You need to tap into your heart to balance this. I want one of these cards. There's like the mind versus the heart because of the anxiety. And I feel that anxiety is also making you, some of you feel quite overwhelmed and just blocked at your throat as well. Where maybe also some of you might have some asthma, and it might have been triggered during this time, sinus problems due to this stress of so much in your head, trying to find the answer. And your heart has the answer, and faith. You know, look, it's saying have faith, right? But there's also wisdom around this. And to see clearly, you need to tap into your heart and your third eye. Okay, you need to get out of your mind a little bit, all right? Grounding is probably needed during this time. Really touch base with your inner being. Get in touch with your inner self, so that you can release the emotional side of it, okay? Service is about where we're offering service to others, where we're getting into our heart and we're being kind, where we can sort of give out a smile, whatever it is, we do so, and then it comes back to us, but not doing it for karmic reasons. We're doing it because we can do it, and what comes back to us is that we feel also fulfilled. And if you look at it, it's acts of service. It's connecting to your sacral as well. So getting out your mental head, getting more in touch with your body, connecting more to something where you can give more creativity. Just get out of this frame, whatever it is. Maybe it's a work project, social situation, relationship. And every time you try to go away and come back, it's still there, and it's because you're in your head about it. I'm not sure what it is. Remember I said about emotional release, emotional cleansing, release the thoughts that you've got in your head. If you look at him or her, they're holding kind of the side of their ears. They're like, I can't take no more. And I think you need to do that. You need to really release and not be so much in your head. It's a grey card. It's also connected to the head. Your mind is confused, and that's where I really feel they're holding their ears. Remember I said about you try to go into sort of isolation, walk away, and then you come back, but it's still the same. And that's also a throat chakra card. So there we've got some of the chakras that you need to you also need to go into isolation to tap into your heart, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, so that you're out of your mind and in your heart. I know I'm repeating this, but it's very strongly coming through. I don't know if some of you are eating an apple or something about an apple. That's really random. That's separate. That's not about your inner healing, but there might be something about an apple or a situation that there was an apple, or an apple, something about an apple's come for someone. There's growth here, and that's where the cycle is saying there is growth, okay? And grounding is needed. And don't be holding on to something that needs to go. The cycle ending. Breaking the cycle with the Wheel of Fortune to step into a new cycle. You know, you need to, there's something about going with the flow as well. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, please. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Like going with the flow, you know, like seahorses or a turtle, which is quite tapped into the divine feminine. And when we get into our mental space, we've lost that trust and flow into the divine feminine. And a turtle or a seahorse just goes with the waves. It's water, it's flowing, it's going with the waves. And turtles actually, I don't know about seahorses, about grandmother energy. So you might have felt like your grandmother ancestors are coming through. There's a lot of gentleness and care from your ancestors and spirit. Oh my God. Wow. Sea turtle, protection as well. The main thing is about protection. What I was going to say is your gentleness from your spirit team. You saw me shuffling and I was already talking about turtles. So it's a double confirmation of your reading. If you've not been paying attention, now you can pay attention. Sea turtle, protection. You're the master of finding life's flow. We were saying about flowing with the waves. Be in harmony with the rhythm. Your path will unfold. Persevere and you will succeed. You have everything you need to be protected and happy. And with it saying about protection, that's where I believe your spirit team has said, giving you gentleness, your ancestors. It could be a grandmother figure. And patience is needed. Allow yourself to drop into your heart and soul. You're actually growing during this time, okay? And the apple is coming back to me. What is the apple a symbol of for you? If some of you are tempted by something and you're not sure about it, I don't think that thing is as you see it. That's someone's message there. So be careful. Allow yourself to drop into your heart. Growth is happening. So be patient with yourself. Your ancestors are on your side. Learn about you and the solution to the situation is going to come through for you. You don't have to fight for your value or worth, air signs. And that's what I think you have been trying to do, okay? Some of you have been trying to do that, and some of you have actually felt like you've had to compete for your worth. Did we get this in your last reading? Allow yourself to drop into the heart. You don't have to fight, prove that you're valuable, you're worth. Let that go, because that's causing you the conflict. Loon, intuitive. The loon is the kind of duck that has, you know, it looks like that. I don't know why I'm describing it and not showing it to you, okay? So we don't see it so often, depending where you are in the world, actually. And it's also saying, listen to your soul. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition. You have the knowledge. Emerge from the busy life and seek solitude. Recognize the unique and that you are loved. You are unique and loved. It's exactly what we're saying before I pulled the card. Your value and worth is not determined on trying to compete on what people see. You don't have to. You know, you're going to have victory and you're going to have growth. You don't have to do things in a certain way for that. And you don't have to do things in a certain way to feel protected. You don't have to do things in a certain way where you're always in your mind and fighting with your mind, or in a certain way to feel loved. Let it go. And so you're not held back. If anyone wants to be in competition with you or keeps dragging you in that energy, walk away. Step into solitude, walk away, ground yourself. And I really feel like there's an Ace of Cups coming in for you, all right? There is a major, I think there might also be the star, the sun. There is a new emotional beginning that takes you out of this mental anguish and also out of competing. Six of Wands, recognition. So you get the recognition without trying to prove your worth, your value. It's a new emotional beginning. It's knowing that you're worth it. You don't need to compete. You don't need to be in your mind. You honor yourself. Your advice is to honor yourself, man or woman. You don't need to be in sort of your mental space and prove your value, compete. Step away from drama. Step away from sadness. What you are not, you don't need to be. So just be you. I think I said about being authentically you as well in a few of your readings. It's coming in a different direction. Say bye to drama. Say bye to sadness. Say bye to sadness. And say bye to assumptions, you know. Say bye to the assumptions and just step away. Step away, air signs. You know, that's what's your main reading, and I love it. We're so connected. I mean, the animals we got and the confirmation of the cards we got as I was channeling and going through are just amazing. So I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please do like and subscribe. 1717 on the clock. If you see that number, it's important for you, okay? Confirmation of your reading. Your reading is very much in sync. I really feel you've got past loved ones, your spirit team on your side. What am I doing with that card? And I will see you in the next reading. If you're joining us for the next elemental sign, stay on board. Bye. Earth signs. So if you've joined us from the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, we are now in the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, because I know sometimes when you hear air and earth, it can get mixed up. If you've seen the air sign, good, great. If you are earth, I would also check where your top placements are. Fire could be very relevant for you because we've got a lot of fire energy. The full moon in Sag, we've got Leo. If you're seeing this at a later date, then the energies could be pulling you to a different element as well. I do advise you listen to all the elements because you get a collective feel and you can see which one resonates the most. And also, you can check back during the 7 to 10 days or whenever you see it or whenever you're called to it. Go to the element that you're called to as well as your top placements. Let's see what we've got for you. If you want a personalized reading, you can check my contact me in my email in the description box below. There's also my website. There's a group energy healing on the 7th and 8th. The day on the 5th is the last day because I need to prep for all the names, take them down. I just need your name. It's £25. It's $32. You pay via PayPal. I take your name down. And during the 2 days, you just go about your day normal, okay? No sex, no recreational drugs, no alcohol. And energy is done, energy healing. If you want an individualized energy healing for you, and there's different methods around that, you can contact me also on my email in the description box below or for any of my services. But it's a great way if you're financially constrained or you recently had an energy healing, whether it's with me or someone else or, you know, a form of healing, it's a good top up as well for you. Check that short out, it's there. It's called the energy healing announcement, you know, so if you want to know a bit more. Earth signs, let's see what we've got for you. I just want to take a sip of water if you don't mind. Thank you. Oh, the Astro Weekly and the energy healing guidance can become quite a long one. Let's see what we've got. I hope you're well, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I hope you've checked out your individual sign readings as well. Temperance. So some patience is needed here. Some grounding. I'm not surprised. It's a Sagittarius card, okay? The Devil, Capricorn, you've come up as well. So Capricorn, definitely important reading here. Now this could be around to do with some attachments or let's go on, attachments, addictions, codependency, and 8 of Wands says there's a breakthrough here. I actually feel that you guys are coming through as in your natural energy, but I feel some of you are seeing you either quite feisty, something about it. Like maybe you're irritating some people. Queen of Pentacles confirming that you are in your energy. You are grounded. You are taking care of your health and your wealth. Your energy is very much here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I think there's also a releasing needed of the people around you. I think you're triggering people. I think you're triggering people in terms of just the way you are. Not that there's anything wrong with you, but maybe you are mirroring them or their insecurities, or they are mirroring your insecurities, and there's a trigger here. There's a trigger of insecurities. And this is what's causing some kind of action or angst. We're going to get into it. And possibly attachment or sort of, you know, not limited beliefs, but an obsession, toxic thoughts around this. And what's needed is patience around the situation, the people you're dealing with, or patience with yourself. Don't lose your grounded energy around this. This could also be the breakthrough, I'm going ahead of myself, of what needs to happen next. Let's get some more cards for you. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I feel like some of you see, some people see you, and reverse it if needed. And it makes them either treat or speak to you or act or not act, but that you feel it in a certain way because they cannot see what they see in you, in themselves, and they want to. It's that mirroring effect. Release who is around you. I get something around Four of Swords. Taking a step back, tying in with the Temperance, taking a step back to really look at this situation. I feel like it's people around you that you thought were a certain way, but are actually different. And you are actually noticing this, but you're quiet about it. You're not saying anything. I feel in the past you would have been quite angry. You would have been quite attached. You would have been quite codependent on them in terms of worrying to let them go. Even though you see their true colors coming in. But right now you're just observing and having patience. And you're aware of it. You're also aware that you're different to them. Like there's something unique about you, not in a bad way, but they're finding it offended. Or you might have been offended in the past, but now you're just aware of the things. You might have been sad in the past that they see you in this way, but you're starting to see actually they've had a mask. Whale. You're a whale, right? You are the whale in the sea. If we think of the sea, if you were to ask someone what scares you in the sea or is the most dangerous, a lot of people will say sharks straight away. But in fact, the whale is the most dangerous. The whale is, ochre whale here, is the most dangerous. Yeah, it's a very intuitive, it's an old soul, it's connected to itself, it trusts itself, it's healing, and you're the whale. These people are sharks. You actually thought they might have been baby whales or dolphins, and you're seeing actually they are sharks. There's a mask about them, or there's something you're triggering in them, and someone's going to speak up about this. Some people feel offended about who you are because they can see you're a whale. And you may be sad that these people need to drop away from you or what you're actually seeing. And you need to speak up. Remember, the energies could be reversed. You need to speak up and address whatever situation this is and the people. Because the thing is, you're wise, you're the master of yourself, your inner being, you've mastered your soul. Obviously, we're always learning, but in terms of, you're ahead of them in terms of their ego level, if that makes sense. You're ahead of them. You've learned about being wise, you've learned about your inner being. You've seen some people who've had a mask and the effect you have on the people. And you can see that you're a master. And you know you're the whale deep down. And if you don't, you need to. And there's something about speaking up about this and addressing this situation. It's time. And if they come to speak to you about something, you are going to be addressing it. And you're going to handle it with grace and ease, just like the butterfly. The butterfly is about reinventing yourself, which I think you've done, and that's what's triggering them. Open to the rewards of change, have brilliance to share with the world, love every part of your journey, and you can just fly away. The whale and the butterfly is your energy. You know that when you confront this, you will confront it with ease and gentleness because you've grown. And if they confront you with the 8 of Wands, you know how to handle it. Like I said, it could be mirroring, okay? So it could be your own insecurities or others that are being mirrored and causing this. There's insecurities that are actually being shown, whether you're seeing it in the people that you're dealing with, the sharks, let's say, turtle, you are protected. This is really interesting, earth signs. Air didn't get this, but you might, because of the energies, you might want to check fire placements. Turtle's about going with the flow. It's about being protected by your ancestors, especially divine feminine figures. That came up in the air sign reading as well, if you want to check that out. And you're the master of finding life's flow. You just flow with the waves. You're not in the devil energy of attachment, taking action, holding on to something. The devil is also saying there's shame, there's anxiety, either in you or in the others, let's say the sharks, but you're the master and others are affecting you and they see they're less worthy, which is causing them to trigger the anxiety and shame or whatever's inside of them. When you try to deal with them on anything, even if it's in a good way, there's a trigger there. They've seen your upgrade. And don't forget, it could be roles reversed. And when you deal with others, that less worthiness or insecurity, either in them or if it's you, is being triggered. And it needs to be spoken on, it needs to be confronted, and it needs to be worked on. I think you also need to tap into your heart chakra with the whale, butterfly, and turtle card. Heart chakra, divine feminine energy with the temperance as well. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Two of Wands. Death card. This could actually be to do with something about, yeah, look at that. That's the anxiety, the fears, the depression, the shame, the victimhood, that where you're feeling less worthy and you're left behind. But the discussion is going to bring the balance out. And it's saying you need to speak on it or act on it or confront it, because even if it doesn't balance it out, it will balance you out in terms of where you're feeling blocked and where you're feeling that there needs to be an expression, because it's going to help you tap into your heart chakra and flow like the whale, the butterfly, and the sea turtle, and you're protected. The Death and the Two of Wands could mean it's related to a business. It could even be related to, I don't know if some of you have lived abroad with someone, or you were abroad and something ended around that job, around the marriage, around a setup. It could also be, there's a death with the Devil and the Death card. It could be to do with lifelong family ancestral belief systems around like imposter syndrome, around shame, around anything, you know. It's around, you know, your stability. Look at that, Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles say there will still be stability. You don't have to worry about that. And don't take anything personally. It's your truth and no one else's truth here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Look at that. Focus on yourself, and there will be a balance of stability. Some of you have been fearing that because there's been the end of, like, let's say, you know, a journey in a country, a divorce, a business, a long-standing belief systems, family dynamics that have made you have these lifelong belief systems. There is a regrowth and a balance of that. You don't have to fear, and don't take anything personally. And I was told to look at the bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups. Someone who is emotionally fulfilled, someone who's secure in themselves, and this is you. I don't know who you're dealing with, but yeah, it needs confronting. Let's pull you a couple of these cards. Magical Alchemy. It's number 2 and 23, breaking down to a 5. The change will come in. The Six of Pentacles, it'll balance out. Innovation, curiosity, ahead of your time, ingenuity. So don't be ingenuous about holding back, whether they confront you or you confront them. The ingenuous is also this shark mask that they have up that you've noticed. And you're ahead of your time. Magical Alchemy, you're ahead of your time. So you're noticing this and you're triggering them, or they're triggering you when you're dealing with them about some insecurity and shame you have within you. It's beautiful to wrap up. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you're staying on, we now have water signs. The next portion will be water signs, so please do stay on. If you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing and supporting. Let me know how this resonates whenever you see it. It's good enough for the next 7-10 days, and honestly it's beyond that, to be honest with you. It's only that by then there's another theme coming up that I channel for you based on our weekly themes. But really, if you were to, I would for me, I would advise you go back to some of the previous readings, tap into them, see what speaks to you, because there's always a learning, there's always a growth from these. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, bye for now, or if you're staying on, let's stay on. Take care of yourselves. Fire signs, how are we doing? So let's get into your reading. What's the energy, healing, spiritual guidance, coaching that's needed for you over the next 7 to 10 days? Whenever you see this, it's timeless. If you get called back to it, by the way, in a few months, right, it means there's a message for you. You know, the energy healing and spiritual coaching that we do is not going to be a ending from the beginning of when you see it to the end of the 7 days, right? So just bear that in mind, because themes can be carried through. And if you're joining us from the air sign, and if you're joining us for your top placements, great. If you're a subscriber, love to you. Thank you. And if you're not, I'd love for you to subscribe if the energy resonates with you. Don't forget, I have a group energy healing session happening on the 7th and 8th, where I send out group healing to those that are on the list. You need to have paid by the 5th of June, and also then sorry, I should have asked to take a coffee, shouldn't I? A sip of coffee. Is that you being scattered, or is that me being scattered from my fire placements? Aries, Leo, Sag. So apologies for that, but because we've done the weekly astrology, I hope you've checked it out as well. The group healing, paid by the 5th of June, and it's £25, $32, very cheap, instead of a full group, full individual healing. They're very ideal for top-up healing, or if you are financially constrained. If you're able to get the individual healing, I do advise you get it. It's very powerful, and you will like it, and you will feel the difference, okay? And we can focus on your area. The group healing happens every between 6 to 10 weeks, and it's different themes. But either way, whatever the theme is, this time it's chakra unblocking, rebalancing, ready for you to transition, ready for you to upgrade to the next level. Whatever that is, we're always learning and upgrading, aren't we? So let's get into your reading, fire signs. If you want a personalized reading or any of my services, the website is on the about page. Everything is always in the description box below. I hope you've seen the Astro Weekly, because full moon in Sag, hey up Sag, and also Leo, you've got so many planets and alignments in your sign. You've caused quite a bit of a ruffle of feathers over last week. Wow, was the energy tense? So I wonder what we've got this week. Right. Okay. So Two of Pentacles. First card out, Two of Pentacles. What are we juggling? What are we thinking about? Two of them. Three of Cups, okay? Community events. There's something around people. Are you juggling two priorities of different groups of people to do with your work? You're focusing on your work. You're mastering your work, okay? And last one, Knight of Swords coming up. So, like you know, we don't necessarily go into the tapped energy of the tarot. We go into your spiritual healing and guidance. Being called to this deck, second card to pull, community, same as this, very much aligned, okay? I am feeling something though with the Knight of Swords and this card and community. Look, we've got threes, okay? We've got 2 and 3. We've got a 7 and an 8. Interesting. 2, 3, 7, 8. Okay, so community and community. With this, I really feel like with the Knight of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles, you are trying to work on something diligently, but there is something that is coming in, and that is going to make you feel like, how do I handle this situation? I, for some reason, get that this is not making you feel very good. Let's see what we get. I feel like... I don't know, I think you need to watch the earth sign reading. I'm getting a strong pull that you need to watch the earth sign reading. I think there's some people that are masked. Peacock. Peacock talks about vibrancy. It talks about you being born to shine and to inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. And be grateful for life, and the more good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. Okay, so don't hide yourself. But I also think with this, there's some people around you that have been masking who they are, and they actually have a bit of ego. I think this ego is coming through, and this ego of how to deal with them is actually causing you a lot of anxiety or some angst. Okay, so it's like you've been with a community of peacocks who seem to have been amazing, but now the mask is falling off. And you're seeing yourself as a flamingo. Okay? You have been one colour, you've been pink all the time. Peacock has so many colours. And their vibrancy really attracts you, but once you get to know them, there's something about them that you can't tap into, but there's something about them, their true colours are actually showing, but you've always been true. There's something about a perceived threat around someone you're dealing with. There's some angst, anxiety about a situation. And I think you are trying to, because it's causing you angst, you're trying to focus on your work, but you can't really pull it all together without this pentacle being up here as well. And that's what's causing you anxiety. This could be about team members, it could be about person. You're getting pulled into something. And you are sensing the peacocks, or the peacock is not the peacock. There's something not right about the situation. And when you try to refocus your direction or step away for a bit because you're feeling something's not right, you're noticing that this is not, until this is fixed, you can't fully focus on what you need to do. So what is it? There's something or someone that's causing this that you're dealing with. I really feel that they have a big ego. I really feel that, you know, no matter how you try to, I can see you feeling that you're going to be at a loss. There's something not right. You're sensing something's not right. And there's something about here, the devil in the details. Peacock, there's so much detail in their feathers. There's devil in the details. The Knight of Swords doesn't notice the details though. The Knight of Swords that's rushing in, like I feel, is the peacock with the ego, misses details. You won't, but you're very anxious. Pay attention to how you're walking. Pay attention to the devil is in the details. It's like, do you know when you smell something or you see something from far and it's glitzy, right? You're walking towards it, but there's something that's telling you maybe not. Maybe not. Aries, Leo, Sag. There's something about it. From far you were smelling chocolate cake and honey or honey glazed cake or whatever. And as you're getting closer, the The smell is still there, but it's starting to fade, and you're starting to smell some other ingredient. And it's kind of like, is this cake? Is it honey? Or is it shit covered in honey? Someone is trying to make a situation inviting, but your intuition is saying there's something wrong about it. Interesting. Air signs got this as well. And it's about your intuition, but it's knowing that you should listen to your soul, trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing, emerge from the busy life, okay? Don't get caught up in this energy, because this is what's making you very anxious about the situation and the past. I feel this person or situation is pulling you in. And this is about, and I feel even when you're trying to go into the loon, intuitive, it's about emerging from the busy life to seek solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. And there's something about protective here, protection, but you are strong, you are wise. It's kind of like, you know, in true life, sharks seem that they are the most vicious in the sea. Forget the whales because they're so big. But when it comes down to the truth, dolphins can actually beat a shark. So remember that, because this energy that you're feeling from this person is horrible. Like, just being really anxious about it. You need to be good with your boundaries. Stick up for yourself. But there's a question here of like, do I stick up for myself and be assertive? Or do I be more hesitant and be vulnerable in the situation towards this person who doesn't seem like you can be vulnerable? Because if you're vulnerable, they might take advantage, because they seem to, you know, they've not been the right, there's a change here. There's something that you're sensing that's not right. And you're getting overwhelmed. I mentioned the whale, didn't I? So you could even be the whale and not the dolphin. You're getting overwhelmed, you're getting anxious about the situation. It's so uncomfortable. You're feeling uncomfortable. It's probably affecting your days. But the whale, the orca is a whale, and it's about adventure. Dare to do things differently. Sing a wild song. Manifest your travel dreams. Attempt great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You're more powerful than you know. More powerful than you know. And maybe you're losing that feeling. Maybe you have to choose with this card between two people, which I wouldn't be surprised, because everything on here has got, you know, we've got the community card. We've got a lot of people around as well here. Like, there's more than one animal. There's two energies you might have to choose from. And it could be you actually thinking, what should I choose from? Should I choose to be, you know, either the dolphin or the shark? Or should I choose to be a loon or a peacock? Which are very different. The peacock is very colourful. It's out there. It's unique. It's able to set boundaries. It's assertive. There's a bit of ego there, but it can be controlled when we're talking about it in your energy, not the other people's energy. The loon is more solitude. It's quieter. It's flowing with life. It's very intuitive. It knows it's protective. It's trusting. It's listening to its soul. It's seeking solitude when it needs to. It knows it's also unique in its own way and knows it's loved and protected. So which one do you choose to be? There's definitely, let's get some cards from here, but I know what I want to say. There's a sensory overload with this anxiety. And the senses on point is probably getting that. Also, it's blocking your throat chakra, because I feel that, and we've got blue card, throat chakra. This is also about your journey of your quest. So it could be relating to people that you're dealing with that's on your path. Not to higher wisdom, but that you are wise. You are wise to handle this situation. You have the wisdom. And what's happening could be related to what you're trying to work to achieve. Either a relationship, a person, in a job, in your journey, whatever it is to do with. I feel like your throat chakra and your crown chakra is needed. Also forgiveness, all right? There's an element here that some people just don't, they're just the way they are. And it can be annoying when you've grown and worked on yourself. And I think taking solitude out and really kind of stepping back when it's all getting too anxious is going to help you connect to your third eye and see things clearly, and maybe what you need to do, whether you act like a page or a king, or whether you act like the peacock or the loon. They're the peacock. Whether you're a whale or you choose to be a dolphin or the shark. And you can't be a shark. You're a dolphin. You're the loon. You're the whale ultimately above it all. You're the whale. Something's not right about the situation, fire signs. But you have the life experience on how to handle it, which is about forgiveness. It's about that you've become wise. You're really worried about what you're going to lose with this. A big worry about, you know, there's a loss, or you think you're going to lose something. Or possibly even stabbed in the back by someone. I feel like I said with the quest card, for some of you it's to do with what you're trying to create and work towards, whether it's to do with a relationship or whatever it is. I feel like some of you think you're going to get stabbed in the back by this person, or you've started to see that, or you have. I also feel like with the peacock and the community card and the Knight of Swords, that this person might have tried to provoke some of you to take action every time you try to go into hermit mode. Let's see what comes up here. And you've had questions about this person from the beginning. Like, I think sometimes you've not seen it, but then you've had, at a certain stage, you've had questions. At the beginning, you didn't. And then later down the line, because of your leadership and your experience in being able to be a leader, you've had questions about this person. Aries, you're coming through strong here. Or you could be dealing also, this person could have very strong Aries in their chart, which means they're very stubborn in the way they deal, which relates also to their ego. The moon. The moon is because you can't see. You can't see whether this, what is the outcome of this? You can't see the person clearly. You can't see if you're going to lose something that means a lot. You try to take space and you're worried because they're going to hurt you, and you know what to do in the moment. You will know what to do in the moment. In the heat of the moment, you will know what to do. You are knowing what to do. There's the page. Remember I said, are you going to be the King of Cups or the King or the Page? Are you going to be also the Emperor? They're coming through as Aries maybe, or a Divine. Are you going to be an Emperor, or are you going to act like a Page? Do you need to be a bit more vulnerable, or can you go in straight away? You do feel quite wounded by this. And every time you go into sort of a pausing mode, they are there to poke you, to try and bring you out. It could be something they say. Try to take you out of your space. You're worried about the hurt. You're trying to take a moment when you can. Page of Cups. You're trying to, you know, there's a vulnerability here, and you're kind of like, do I just speak it? Do I be vulnerable and open a bit into my heart and offer something? so that I can't lose, or so that I try and bridge something, but you will be in the spirit. This is the loss. This is the loss that you're fearing, and the isolation, and the loss of finances, but the loss of the larger impact. Page of Wands. It is definitely around creativity and something you've been working on. It could even be like the relationship, could be anything. King of Cups. So you're going to be the King of Cups, or you're going to be the Page of Swords, or the Page of Cups. Seven of Cups. Where you can't see, where there's disillusion, and it could be them. It could be them seeing things in an illusioned place from their own ego, from their own thing. But you know, I really feel like in the spur of the moment, community again. It's around the people around you, someone around you, a situation. Something that means something in terms of maybe also gaining network or community. Wheel of Fortune, the cycle will close and it will open. The universe has your back. With the Wheel of Fortune, the universe has your back. Jupiter ruled, Sag, Jupiter ruled. In the heat of the moment, you're going to be the magician, and you're going to alchemize the SI shit out of the person and the people, and you are going to get what you need. So, fire signs, I'd love to know what this relates to for you, Aries, Leo, Sag. Whether you see this right away, whether you see this in 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, I'd love to hear. But this is your spiritual guidance and coaching, free coaching, because I do life coaching and spiritual coaching, as well as life purpose coaching. For this week, I do recommend that you check out the earth sign reading as well, because I feel like it might resonate for you. Air sign got one of them as well. Air sign got the anxiety, a bit of a mouse energy as well. But it's going to work out. It's going to work out, fire signs. So take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next reading. If you're staying on for water signs, I'll see you in that. Check the weekly astrology as well. So fire signs. So fire signs, the second message I'm actually getting for you is some of you have been through a strong betrayal. Or possibly a very traumatic experience. And some of you might feel like you've lost your way or lost yourself a little bit. Like you've lost your vibrancy, you feel like you've lost a bit of your soul, and that's the experience, but it's not your reality. And you need to seek solitude with the Hermit. Go into silence. You might feel restless and scattered, but you will come out renewed, and you're going to be like, you switch your phone on after you've gone into Hermit and there's loads of pings, and you're like fully back online, and you are going to be like an alchemist and a magician, and your energy is going to change and shift. You just need to let go of the past, and you will be fully alive in the moment. If you need some energy healing around whatever's happened, because you know you do feel like you've lost yourself, you've lost your way, because of what's happened, that's another message that's come in for some fire signs. So I just wanted to add that on because I was getting it afterwards. And like I said, there is the energy healing session coming up, and I do individual ones. So I'm just adding this on to the fire sign. Take care of yourselves. If you're staying on for the next element, then please do stay on. Like I said, Earth might have a message for you. Take care, and I shall see you in your next readings or in the water sign readings. Bye for now. Hi there, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So this is your energy healing theme for the next 7-10 days, whenever you're called to it. I would also revisit it because it's kind of inner healing and guidance and spiritual coaching. It doesn't just last for 1 week. You'll be called to it. Even in a couple of months, you might be called to it, but it's guidance to help you navigate the next 7 to 10 days. If you've seen the weekly astrology, great. If you've seen the other sign readings to the other elementals to get a full picture, perfect. If you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing and supporting the channel. Let me know if this resonates, or if you check the other elements, for example, fire is a very heavy placement this week, then let me know if that one resonated for you. So let's get into your reading, see how you're doing. If you want a personalized reading, the email is in the description box, so is my website and all the information, as well as the upcoming group healing session. If you feel like financially you can't take on an individual healing session, then that could be a good option for you. £25, $32, and it closes on the 5th of June, so that on the 7th and 8th I start to channel energy. You can check the short to know more about that, or you can email me. Just trying to channel into your energy. I feel there is something about your solar plexus and your root chakra. Bottom of the deck, Cancer. Cancer's card. Okay. You're moving forward. So that's good. We're moving forward. We might have had some slow, why did I say slow? Maybe some slow progress where you've had little bumps along the way, but you have been moving forward. And the Queen of Swords as well. You've been really focused on trying to move forward and better. I wonder if this is to do with your physical changes around your physical health changes, your work-life balance, your daily routines. And I think you've been trying to work on this with the root chakra and the solar plexus. I feel like you've been trying to work on this for quite some time. Quite two sword energies. The Queen of Swords is quite analytical. She knows, she's very sharp, she's intellectual, she knows how to make the change and move forward. The Knight of Swords is something is rushing in for you. I feel that that's where it's been slow to see progress in terms of your, where you've been working on elements that connect to the solar and root chakra. It's interesting, the next group healing is actually to do with chakras, balancing. 333, as I look on the clock, change about your community, about people around you, about your environment, about who you connect to, about people that are going to be part of your growth and your ascension is coming through. That's not normal. That it's not. It doesn't relate to 3. So that's great. But you feel like this has been slow to build, and it's actually with the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Swords is telling you that now it's picking up momentum. There's a breakthrough here. And now it will look like to other people, and I feel this is around your workplace, that you've had a massive progression so fast and growth, but actually you've been working on yourself and where you need to go in terms of your daily life, your health, your routines, your work, your career, for quite some time. So things that make you feel stable in life, your root chakra, and where you've needed to take action. So physical changes, your home, your daily routine, your work being aligned, a lot is changing, and you feel like it's been slow progress, like a journey with the Chariot. What you don't see coming, Pisces here, what you don't see coming is, or what they cannot also see, is the fast change. You know, you've been slow, you don't see that suddenly there's this progress that comes in. What they see is that you've not done the slow build. They've suddenly seen you've progressed. People see you differently. You've got this promotion, you've got a sudden growth. A lot of things have suddenly changed. You might have felt stuck for quite some time with the Moon card, and you could have felt like stuck, as if like things are crumbling away from you. But this Tower card is also saying what's been crumbling away is the things you've been working on to align you for this growth and the promotion, the change. A lot is changing for you in a good way. And you're releasing the self-limited beliefs that you can't do it. You're releasing the anxiety and depression of where you have not seen any movement, okay? Where you've had maybe some anxiety and depression around maybe even your health, okay? Around work, around a project, around people, and you feel stuck a lot, but actually a lot of root work has been done, and so solar plexus work has been done, but you've not felt it. And that's where the upheaval has happened, the Tower card. And the Moon is where you've not felt it, not been able to see it. The Ace of Swords is saying the breakthrough is coming through. The Emperor. I feel like there's going to be a divine counterpart that comes in. Someone that's really going to support you, okay? And make sure as part of your healing you don't fall into sleepless nights, depression, anxiety again. Some of you are still in that energy, and I feel like you're going to come out of it definitely. Ace of Wands, okay? Ace of Wands, something passionate is going to have a breakthrough for you, and we know that because we said about promotion, a change with the Ace of Swords. This is really connected to your solar plexus, your sacral, and then connecting to your root chakra. And this is where you maybe you have a fun side to you, a creative side to you, but you're also wise and you are a leader. I actually feel like you're attracting something like a playmate, someone who's very creative, sparks passion in you as you're trying to move in that direction. I feel the person is also going to help you propel forward. There could also be, with this person, there could be a slight misunderstanding with the Swords card. We'll get into that in the Moon card. But really, it's about, one of you is quite like a water energy, and one of you is like a fire and earth energy, which don't mix well, but they're grounded, but they're a leader. They know how to take action. Wheel of Fortune is saying the universe has your back, and a new cycle is opening up for you. Let's get some cards in terms of energies around this potential person coming in for you. Sea Otter, happiness. So they're going to bring in happiness for you. Be the master of playful living. I said about playmate. Release expectations. Enjoy every day. Let go of worry. Instead, choose love. Surrender to the waves. A good destiny of love is sure to come. And then we've got Proghorn, which is about action, okay? And this is the time to act. New opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. And also your talents are going to help you, which we've seen, right? You've seen the progress, and help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. And I think that's what it's about. Happiness and joyful and being quick wit. I think these are the energies of this person coming in, which I feel it's the Emperor, but it could be also the Aries energy that's around you. And there's a Jupiter energy around you with some luck here. There's two elements. There's someone that's more serious and action taken, but knows how to have fun as well. but they look very serious. And there's the other energy, which could be yourself, that is flowing in divine feminine energy, is happy, is more nurturing, look, with a baby sea otter in their arms. You know, with these two, it could be quite shamanic. There's earth and there's water here, and it's grounded, it's practical, all right? And one of you, like I said, is a bit more serious and stable, grounded and practical. But there's also this playful creativity, adventure, real spark of passion. It's kind of like with the Ace of Wands, do you know when you connect with someone and there's that play, sort of fun, loving energy? I mean, there could be a sexual attraction as well. Raccoon, right? Inventor. Raccoon are very quick-witted and can also be pranksters. So that's the energy. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and you can juggle them well. And I think this is sort of the playful energy that's coming in with this potential person for you. With the swords, I think there might be a bit of a misunderstanding that might occur with this person or another person, all right? And I feel that that's where an apology is coming in with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So maybe a slight misunderstanding happens with you and another person. But you are finding yourself and you're seeing yourself more. You're seeing your place. You're seeing your role in a home, in an environment, in work. There's a spark around this connection as well. You're seeing your place in society, in people's lives. And that has really been healing for you. It's really also, that's what you've been working on. I won't be surprised if the Star card comes up, or the Empress, to be honest with you, because I feel that with the Sea Otter, and, you know, sort of the energy that you're moving into. The Hanged Man, you know, you're able to release this mental anguish that's caused you to think you're not going anywhere. Hanged Man, I also feel, is there's the Sun card at the bottom of the deck, and the Sun is the clarity, the wish fulfillment. It's really the enlightenment that's come into you, the clarity. Six of Cups is saying again about a soulmate, but also maybe some nostalgic energy. Soulmate energy is here for you. And you also, I feel with this card, there's been some inner child healing that you've done that has really propelled you forward. And your inner child might also need some compassion and holding, some nurturing. Be easy with yourself when you feel like you're in the 8 and 9 of Swords energy. Release attachment, release control, go into Hanged Man. Hold your inner child with compassion. Hold yourself, understand, soothe yourself. Don't go into the negative self-talk. But there's joy here, Cancer, Scorpio, and there's Pisces. There's a feeling of one with the universe and being blessed. There's a major healing that's happened with the Sea Otter, you know, and the Six of Cups and the Hanged Man and the Sun card and the Ten of Wands. Now that you're putting down, you've healed and you're learning to be in the divine feminine energy. The Ten of Wands is also where I'm getting an apology coming in from you. Someone who's guilty has been carrying this heavy guilt, and it might be, it might even be your own negative self-talk that sabotaged some kind of past relationship, a past soulmate with the Six of Cups, or even this playmate, all right? So it's you or them, a misunderstanding. And if you're thinking about, if I had not done this, or they had not done this, it wouldn't have happened, and etc. And so they're going to rush in. If it's you, it might be that you're like, in the past, you've sabotaged relationships where you're like, I'm stuck, I'm not worthy. You know, you might have felt like you have been stuck in a place. This is where you've done root chakra healing, stuck in a place for the past, you know, month, 2 months, or even a couple of years, you know, stuck along, and but you've released that. You're releasing that with the 10 of Wands. And I think this playmate or person who's coming in, it could be a friend, it could be a romantic connection, it could be a soulmate, is going to help you finalize this and totally release. We all do slip into 9 and 8 of Swords, but totally release that from you so that you can feel the propelled forward. If it's the promotion, whatever it is, but actually see the fruition of the work you've done around trying to take action, your solar plexus and your root chakra, the balancing. But really hold your inner child. I'm getting that strongly with the 6 of Cups. Be compassionate with yourself where you need to. And if you felt you've sabotaged past relationships, that's fine. There is some balance coming in for you. There is better for you. It's just been very slow moving, like we said. Release the need to be right. That is a big thing for you. Release the need to be right. And also 4 of Wands, happiness, celebration, stability, union. Some of you, this playmate could turn into marriage, a soulmate and a marriage proposal, but for now take it in a playful manner. Some of you that are already with your soulmate, it could lead to a divine, you know, it could lead to marriage, stability, moving in together, because you've done the work. You just need to sometimes hold your inner child so that you don't fall back into that Swords energy. And I think this person coming in, or whatever it is, environment, is helping you also finalize that, wrap that up, and you've seen what you've done. There's a celebration with family. Some of you, it doesn't have to mean marriage, or but there's a celebration, and there's a stability that you'll be celebrating with those people that are around you. Release the need to be right. You don't need to feel that you are right, or you don't need to feel that you defend yourself. And I think that's what you've needed. That's what you felt you've needed, to defend yourself, where that has led to maybe some self-sabotage and the need, because of past experiences, that you need to protect yourself, and you don't need to anymore. Really look at the good energies that are around you. Look at the energies that are around you that are beyond just your inner circle. Whatever's coming in, the ships are coming in for you. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is a beautiful reading. I'm going to take one of these, which I did for the other signs. Don't tell them. Angel Gabriel. So Angel Gabriel's got a message. You have an important life purpose evolving. Communication and the arts. Don't allow insecurities to hold you back. I will help you. It exactly wraps up your reading. How beautiful is that? You know, don't let insecurities hold you back, which we mentioned. We said about creative endeavor, all right? And I think this is really what's coming through for you, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What a beautiful reading. What a beautiful reading. And I hope it helps you this week. If it did, please do like and subscribe. If you are a subscriber, let me know, and I shall see you in your next reading. Check your individual readings. Look out for the future readings. Look out for the shorts as well. And if you want any of my services, I'll be happy for you to take them up, and then I can do the best in delivering that service for you, for any answers or healing or whatever service you need. Until then, I hope you support the channel, you like and subscribe, and I also hope that you enjoyed the weekly astrology. Take care of yourselves, and bye for now.